Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Here we are doing the readings for the monthly reading for June 2017. Um, I have been, taken me about 2 or 3 days, sorry, to upload the videos because I am working very strongly with meditation and receiving the messages for each zodiac sign. So I do want to mention also this is a general reading, so if it doesn't resonate with you, definitely I encourage you to look at your moon or rising as well. Sometimes one or the other will resonate, sometimes all three will correlate as a balanced energy. So, again, keep that in mind. Also, for those of you who have reached out to me for readings, candle magic, etc., thank you guys very much. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback as well. And for those who are already seeing things manifest for you guys, I'm very, very ecstatic for you guys in reference to that. So, anyways, if you have any other further questions or you want to contact me for private readings or anything other of the services that I provide, look at the description box below and you will find my information there. So, this is going to be for the sun, moon, or rising of Cancer. In meditation, I was told a message came through very strongly. And that message was Cancers, be patient. Be patient with yourself and be patient with the people around you. Okay? Um, Learn to walk before you run. Okay? Make small steps. Have a plan and be honest with yourself and others. Okay, so what does this mean? This means when I got the message, be patient, learn to walk before you run. There was a feeling of impatientness behind it. There was a feeling of restlessness. Um, if you're trying to achieve something, whether it's in the business front, in the financial scene, on the social scene, or when it comes to romance in relationships, when you are at your most, uh, I don't like using this word, but when you feel desperate, whether it's desperate for to have money, to have abundance, to have a relationship, you tend to work on a very on your shadow side. You tend to use your shadow side more often, and that is very damaging to yourself. Why? Because you usually tend to go for the type of person that's going to take care that is going to take advantage of you. You tend to jump into the first offer you get from a job and then tend to be unhappy in that job where you're in. When it comes to your partner, if you're very, what's the word, if you've been arguing for things that are very irrelevant, and you're just at the point where you just don't want to deal with it anymore, so uh, you give them a pass. You make it seem like they were right and you were wrong. There is still a sense of desperation behind that because you're trying to get balance in your life. And going about it that way is definitely not the good way. Why? Because you're not expressing yourself. And with not expressing yourself, it's like a volcano. You keep everything in yourself. You keep, like, people just keep dropping stuff in that volcano, and sooner than later you're going to erupt. And then you have that what's the word I'm looking for? You have that destructive air about you, that anger or that viciousness of wanting to get even with people. So again, like I said, you need to watch that. Try the best you can. Now, when I heard try to walk before you run, what or crawl, actually I didn't hear it that way. I heard try to walk before you run. What that means is be patient. If For those of you who have been single for a while, um, don't try just because you meet someone and they seem from the beginning like you and them have a lot of things in common. Don't be very quick into jumping into a relationship because ultimately you keep hopping from one relationship to another. And what's happening with that is you're not learning anything and you're not going for the type that you should be going for. That's going to bring you to a higher vibrational energy. That is going to bring you to higher awareness. You just keep falling to the same cycle, and it's a never ending cycle. So again, do not jump into anything. Now it has to do with the business front. Um, don't make any irrational decisions. Again, like I said, whether it's with hiring people, whether it's with firing people, don't be very quick to act, because I feel that there's a sense of restlessness behind you and you need grounding. So I would suggest for you to go either to the beach, to the ocean, to the lake, to the creek, wherever there's a stream of water, so then you can bring yourself and recharge yourself, um, to be able to be grounded and see things in a very more clear mind. Okay? Let's see what else. Be honest with yourself and be honest with others. Do not expect other people to do things for you uh, every single time out of the kindness of their heart. Um, and in that sense, you know, a lot of the times, we tend to overdo things. So if you're the cancers that overdo things and like, you're just always there for people, you're always comforting to people, you're always this, you're always that, try to mediate that. Okay, try to keep yourself from overdoing things, because then you're in an expectancy where you're going through difficulties, and you expect the same person that you were there for in the past, for them to be there for you, and then they're not, and then you feel lonely, you feel betrayed, you feel like they're ungrateful. You have to understand that everything in life is balance. Um, sometimes it's not that they don't want to, sometimes it's that they really can't. Maybe they're going through difficulties in their life. Um, and it's not that they mean it, it's just that there's a lot of things going on around them. And again, like I said, a lot of the times you overdo things. So you have to watch that. Don't overdo things for people, especially if you feel that it's not the first time where they're not there for you. Okay? So, anyways, let's get into this reading for Cancers. Spirit, what are the messages for Cancers for the month of June 2017? June 2017. Cancers, Cancers, the crabs. Spirit, what are the messages? What are the messages for Cancers for the month of June 2017? Cancers, Cancers, Cancers. What are the messages? What are the messages for Cancers? So I will be pulling 5 cards, which is having to do with your business and finances, communication sector, challenge, uh, love, having to do with the water element, emotions, and finally, spirit, or higher spirit's message for you guys. Okay? Let's get right into your reading, Cancers. Okay, so for your general energy, you have the 6 of Pentacles. And again, this is very, it points to exactly what I just said, the message that I got in meditation. The 6 of Pentacles is giving and receiving, and having balance. It's almost like, keeping balance, or weighing options, or weighing, should I do this favor, or are they going to do the favor for me, etc. And again, the 6 of Pentacles encourages you to understand and know that is important and necessary when you have to share, not to be selfish. And when you don't, those that are there for you, those that guide you, those that help you, are your true friends. And those who, don't even bother to answer you, you're needing to vent, you're needing to talk, and you send a text to someone and they don't even bother responding, that tells you where they stand or where you stand with them. So again, it's going within yourself and trying to balance that type of energy. Now, when it comes to your finances and in the business sector, you have the King of Wands. And the King of Wands talks about taking action. So, again, this is talking about, for those of you who are in a business, are working in a company, etc. I feel that this can be your supervisor, this could be your superior, and I feel that they're definitely looking at what you're doing, looking at your quality of work. So try the best you can for the month of June to actually put forth the effort. If you have not challenged yourself in a while because maybe you feel stuck in that position, I would definitely go above and beyond just for the month of June, going into July, because I feel that they're looking at you in the sense of wanting to see if they can actually mold you into a supervisor or a higher qualifying position. So again, put forth the effort, okay? Also, for those of you who have been unemployed or are currently not working, the King of Wands talks about don't sit around and wait, for God or for the universe to bring anything to you. You kind of have to get your ass out of the couch and actually put forth the effort of going out there and applying and putting yourself out there. And the possibility of you getting callbacks and stuff like that for the month of June are very, very high. Okay? Now, your communication sector, you have the Justice card. And the Justice card, this could be legal matters for some of you Cancers. Perhaps there is a judgment coming through for you guys, and it's going to be on a positive note. This can have to do with child support. This can have to do with fighting custody, or this, in fact, could have to do with, dealing with something that is of criminal background, um, where I feel that perhaps it was due, it has something to do with either fighting. Um, the best example I can give you guys, because what I'm getting is an example like parents that are fighting for custody. A lot of the times, it's not even that the father or the mother wants, full custody of the child. A lot of the times, it's just doing it out of spite, doing it out of anger, doing it out of whatever it may be your situation. Um, and in the communicative sector, the Justice card speaks about being truthful. Um, and not judging people or not being quick to judge, because the balance of your goods and your bads, an example, your faults or difficulties that you not difficulties, sorry, things that you lack of are going to be put on the scales, kind of like we're going to weigh what goods you've done and what bads you've done. And if you tend to trash people or talk bad about people, karma's going to be knocking on your door very quickly. So again, try the best you can to be very just when it comes to speaking about people. Be very just when it comes to dealing with people. Um, if you're not trying to deal with bad karma, okay? Now, again, like I said, for those of you who are definitely going through difficulties when it comes to uh, a court case or something having to do with court, again, going back to that child custody, I feel like some of you guys, either you or your partner, are not really dealing with or going to that level of going to court because they really want the child or because they really want to spend time with the child. I feel that this is out of spite, this is out of anger, frustration, perhaps. When it comes to your challenge for the month of June, you have the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles to me talks to me in this reading talks about um, having or wanting to have, but there's a stuckness to this energy. Okay, the Four of Pentacles talks a lot about not being open or uh, you know trying to count the material things you have and hold them very dear. And what that has to do, it has to do with attachment. So again, if you are in fact the one of the ones that are going through legality issues as far as child custody or even a divorce or something like that, it's very important for you to not be so attached to the material. But if you feel that you need to fight, I definitely encourage you to fight. Because again, this is a general reading. Doesn't have to be you. It could be your partner that is doing this out of spite, out of anger, just to get back at you, etc. And you do have the Five of Swords, and the Five of Swords is definitely a battle, a fight, where you or them may be victorious, but it's a very empty type of victory. there is nothing that is helping you, or there's nothing that is going to be to your benefit other than the fact that you're working from a very lower vibration, which is that of anger or frustration. Um, Now, for those of you who are currently single, with the Four of Pentacles and the Five, I feel that there was recently a divorce or a separation from a fire sign, and uh, again, with the Four of Pentacles, perhaps you're fighting or you're going to court or something like that that has to do with the material, whether it's dividing finances, whether it's custody, whatever it may be. And the Five of Swords is talking about, again, like I said, an empty fight, an empty battle, something where you're definitely going to have the best result for you, but it's still not going to suffice. It's still not going to be enough. So, again, because you're vibrating to a lower vibration here, okay? Very important to note that. Now, for those of you who are currently in a relationship with the Five of Swords, is definitely there's a lot of I guess, anger, or you or your partner have been judging very harshly the other partner, vice versa. And with the Four of Pentacles, it's necessary for you guys to bring or come to the table and be open about the things that are bothering you, speaking up and being honest more than anything to one another. Arguing and ignoring the fact that what you guys fought about yesterday, and going on about your day like nothing happened, and then it happens again, etc. It's going to be an endless cycle that is not assisting you or helping you in any shape, way, or form. So this is necessary to basically put the cards on the table, um, and be honest to one another. Now, your higher spirit is telling you with this Eight of Wands, communicate that which you're feeling. Communicate if people are reaching out to you to communicate. It could be people from the past, it could be friends that have not been around you lately or whatever. There's definitely going to be that support there, that support system. It's just a matter of you being able to put past hurts or misjudgments, actually, with this Justice card, judging them very harshly. I definitely do see you guys reaching out to someone where there was an argument or there was a miscommunication or misunderstanding. The Eight of Wands is definitely talking about you, because this is higher spirit telling you this is your advice. So with the Eight of Wands, it's necessary for you to take on the action of actually starting that communication. And again, with the Judgment and the Five, I feel like um, there's a necessity for you to go within yourself and truly analyze why you're judging this person, or what is it that's bringing you this anger, this frustration that you feel, which is perhaps why the reason why there was a cut of communication. Again, like I said, the Eight of Wands is definitely communication coming back and forth, but I feel that higher spirit is telling you it's you, the one that needs to take that step further, or the first step, I should say. Also, for those of you who are, again, like I said, dealing with something that has to do with legalities, um, this Eight of Wands is talking about hearing back. You're definitely going to hear back from them. And again, like I said, it's going to be in your best interest, your benefit. Again, I encourage you guys to, if you don't have to make it difficult for the other person, and you're just doing it purposely because you're still holding grudges, let it go. Okay, you need to let it go, because even though you do come out victorious in this scenario, there's definitely going to be difficulties coming your way where you're kind of going to be at the other end. And what I mean by that is you may come out victorious temporarily. Five of Swords talks about temporary achievement, a temporary victory over your counterpart, but it's only limited time. So again, if you feel that you're being victorious, if you're going to court and you misrepresent something, or you say something that you know very well is not true, you may they may grant you that custody. They may grant you 50%. They may grant you spousal support, whatever it may be. But ultimately, it's going to affect you in the long run. Okay, so it may come back to you like, hey, you lied. And then they automatically cut out all benefits to you, etc. So keep that in mind, okay? I hope this resonates with you guys. Comment, share, like my videos. If you want to contact me for private readings, look at the description box below, and we will see from each other in mid June. Thank you.